Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name's Nicole and his name is Marcus,
Preacher boy,
aka my husband, not preacher boy. But anyways, today we're gonna be talking to you about things that I wish I knew before PCSing, moving to Germany, or things that you should know before coming to Germany. So first things first, we're gonna talk about the culture shock. Okay, anyways, first thing first, culture shock. A lot of people, whenever you tell them like you're about to PCS to Germany, they always talk about how great it is and all the traveling that you're gonna do, but they don't really talk about the culture shock that you're going to experience. And I would say it's kind of like a 6-month time period where you're just like still trying to get the hang of things. You really don't know how to maneuver and do certain things the way that you would expect. Whenever I found out that we were gonna move to Germany, I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. I know just what to do. I've been doing my research and stuff like that, and it was not what I expected. I know our first night I called my parents and I was just like,
she cried her eyes out.
I cried. I was like, I'm ready to go home. I hate it here. But yeah, do you have anything to say about it?
I don't think it was the culture shock thing. It wasn't really big on me, because I wasn't really too concerned about that. But if you're not used to different languages and things like that, the best way I can put it is I know people that come from Puerto Rico that have been raised in Puerto Rico all their lives and all they know is Spanish, or people that come from Mexico and all they know is Spanish and they come to the US. Think about it like that, you know what I'm saying? That's my best analogy I can give you. Seeing something in a completely different language than what you're used to, it takes some time getting used to, but essentially it gets easy over time, because when you watch people communicate with each other, you can kind of tell what they're trying to say to you. You can kind of pick up on small things here and there, and
yeah.
I mean, it's just another form of,
I feel like you learn how to talk with your hands a lot, and a lot of people say a lot of Europeans, Germans speak English, and that's fine, but the thing is you want to be able to speak that language as well. So think about it as you want to say something else, you want to actually have a conversation with somebody, but you really can't because you really don't know the words. You don't know what to say. So just think about it that way.
Google Translate will be your best friend.
It's a must-have
in any European country. Because there's different features now that you can actually use it as a conversation, back and forth. So when a person will talk, it'll translate for you, then you can talk and it'll translate to their language. So Google Translate, if you don't have the app, download it. That's gonna be your best friend. I kid you not.
Yep. Now the next thing I want to talk about is rental car. Something that I wish I knew was how far HOHENFELS is from the city area, where the stores and stuff like that are at.
Yeah,
the base.
It's probably a good 20 about 15 kilometers from the base. There's not really any.
We're in the middle of nowhere, basically.
You're in a country, in a country environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about it like that.
So if you get a hotel off post, just know you should definitely get a rental car.
Communicate that with your
sponsor.
Your sponsor. So whoever the service member is, make sure you communicate that with the sponsor and let them know hey, you want to get a rental, and let them take you either when y'all land, you get the rental then, or let them take you to a place where you can get the rental. That way you're not stranded in one location and having to have to walk everywhere, because it will get tiring. So make sure you do that. And I would say, on the topic of cars, rental cars, when you do finally get your household goods and things of that nature in your own vehicle, the Autobahn, matter of fact, before the Autobahn, make sure you take the driver's training. That's on JKO. So the service member and the spouses, y'all take it on JKO. It's really easy. I mean, it's just really easy. But the Autobahn, I love it. You literally can go as fast as you want. You
not
can go,
all the time. Not all the time. That's what people like get confused. You don't get to go fast all the time. It's whenever this little sign.
If she would have let me
up.
finish,
Okay.
I would have got to that point. But there's certain portions that on the Autobahn. The Autobahn is the highway in German. So when you get on the Autobahn, there's only one passing lane. It's the left lane. And you'll see a sign where it gives you the permission where you're able to go as fast as your vehicle can take you. And yeah, it's pretty dope. My thing is, make sure you pay attention to the signs because they do change. Like, you have to be very aware of your surroundings. Situational awareness is very key when you're driving. Like, there's like hidden cameras in certain locations.
Speed cameras.
Like they get you like that. Like, I kid you not, I was talking to my dad the other day, and I told him about how there was this camera around the curb, like in
Stuttgart.
And the transition from one speed limit to another was so quick, but the camera's right there, so it catches you, so you really don't have a chance to slow down. And my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that camera." It's this, and he named the exact same spot. So the cameras don't change locations.
Yeah.
They've been there for like decades. You know what I'm saying? But
one thing that I do want to say is compared to like here in the U.S., you know, you see a lot of police officers in the U.S. that would hide and try to get you. But no, here they rely on the speed cameras. You rarely see German police out there trying to catch you to see if you're speeding or whatnot.
Yeah, one last thing about the speed cameras. So the speed cameras aren't even ran by the police. It's an outside agency that runs the speed cameras, and they after they get the information, because it takes forever and a day for you to get a ticket. So like
it's like 2 months,
maybe even longer than that, because the outside agency, they literally take the picture, then they get it to the police department, the Polizei, and then the Polizei ships out the tickets to wherever your location is. So that's the whole spiel on driving. So keep that in mind.
And one thing I also want to say is, you know, I know back in the States, you're just like, oh, I know I used to do this. Oh, I'm just going 5 over the speed limit. That's nothing. No, because I went literally 5 miles. No, I think it was, 5 miles over the speed limit, and I got a 10-euro ticket.
She be capping.
10-euro ticket. So, actually I have proof. So if you want me to show you after this video, I can show you where it said 10 over. But anyways, I mean 5 over. Another thing, since we're on the topic about cars, let's talk about big cars. Because I know a lot of people, I've been seeing like the spouse pages, people asking about big cars. Should you bring them? Should you not bring them?
Excuse me. I don't think. So we have a Honda Odyssey. The German roads are very narrow. Like when you're in the city and stuff. Like matter of fact, even in other countries like Italy, Paris. I mean, when you're in France and things like that, like the roads and the parking garages, super skinny. Like, so if you have like a big truck that's lifted, or you have like a SUV, like you can bring it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just be prepared for like the struggles of driving in those tight spots. So if you can, like for us, like the Honda Odyssey, we're able to maneuver it and parallel park if we have to and things like that, so we're good.
Yeah, it's not that big of an issue having a big car. I feel like if you know how to drive the car well, and if you have a backup camera, I need a backup camera. If you have that and you know how to like park your car easily and all that, you're good to go.
Yeah, but if you're not confident, you can always get a vehicle out here. There's tons of soldiers that are always selling their vehicles for fair prices.
I think they're
some of them be taxing like for no reason. Like the car's just gonna sit there after they leave, so it's like just get rid of it. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, looking to get a vehicle out here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for vehicles.
For vehicles?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Another thing that I wanted to say, because I know I just read it, is window tint.
Tint isn't authorized on the front windows, and when I say front windows, I'm talking about
like the passenger,
the front passenger and the front driver's side. Like tint is good everywhere else, but on those 2 windows, no. So if you have tint that came with your brand new vehicle,
ours, Like when I say I was so upset when our vehicle didn't pass inspection the first time because we had to remove our window tint.
Like I was pissed that we had to take that tint off because it was like we bought the vehicle like that, so it was. You can only imagine. So make sure your windows, you don't have tint on the front passenger and the front driver's side windows. So make sure, just remove it. Be safe.
Now another thing is, let's say you hit an animal or you get into a car accident. A lot of people say whenever you hit an animal, I guess it has to be accounted for. So you have to call the MPs and let them know, hey, on this road.
You hit an animal and killed it.
Yeah, basically.
You have to give them a heads up. It's not like the States where you can do and keep driving. No. You do and pull over to the side and call the MPs.
Yeah. Another thing, breakfast. European breakfast. It's not your traditional, like your little American breakfast whenever you go to a hotel and you get that little all you can eat with pancakes and eggs and bacon and waffles and all these sugary stuff. Yeah, just come with the mindset. Let me just say this. Just come with the mindset of not expecting everything that you had in the States over here, because you're not going to get everything that you had in the States. It's completely different. So don't come here having this high expectation that, oh, you're going to have everything that you had back home now, because that's not the case. Like she was saying with breakfast, they're more so known for like pastries and like
you know
ham,
what I'm saying? And like they serve you like meats and cheese and they still got cereal, you know what I'm saying, but don't
everything with Nutella. Everything with the little baby Nutellas.
But that's because you like the Nutella. Everybody don't eat Nutella. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't be upset because remember, this is in America. You're no longer in the States. You're now European resident.
So since we're on the topic about food, let's talk about the fast food options. And you know what? Let's talk about fast food options here in our base in HOHENFELS.
Oh, you talking about like on post, like the food court?
Yeah, like the food court and stuff like that.
Our food court is not a food court.
It's not a food court whatsoever. We only have.
If you've been to NTC, all my service members, if you've been,
where?
There's only one NTC.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, civilian. Stay in your lane. So if you've been to NTC, you know that how there's those two restaurants, the Burger King and I think it's the Anthony's Pizza or whatever that pizza spot is. Just those two, and you walk in, that's it. That's literally how the food court is, except it's a Burger King and a Bundy's. We ain't got no Popeyes, we ain't got no Charlie's, we ain't got no Taco Bell, we ain't got no Starbucks, like.
Yeah.
It's just something else. But we do have a Subway. The Subway's not in the food court though. It's like in another building.
It's like it's in front of the shop at.
Yeah, but it ain't even the same. I'm telling y'all, do not come over here with this expectation that we good, everything finna be like how it. Nah, even the Post. Like the Post barely reminds me of the States. You know what I'm saying? It barely. The only reason why it reminds me so much of the States is because of the military aspect. That's it. Yeah. And that's pushing it.
So, food. Let's talk about grocery shopping. One thing I wish I knew was I feel like I needed to be more open to the fact that, okay, I don't want to get anything and everything from the commissary. I feel like you should get all your like American products from the commissary, because the commissary is ridiculously expensive. Let me just give you an example. A bottle of soap, of Dove soap, will cost me $8 at the commissary, and it'll cost me €3 off post on the economy. So that just tells you right then and there.
Yeah, stuff is cheaper. You would think that the military, like commissary and PX, they would help the soldier out and give them the best prices on post, like they do in the States. Nah, they don't do that here. So just chop off the economy. Like, if you don't feel comfortable going to the economy, okay, then by all means go to the commissary. Like, nobody's gonna tell you how to spend your money. But if you want to save a couple dollars, maybe more than a couple.
Something that you'll spend, like, let's say you spend €60 at Aldi's or Edeka, or you know, any like off-post grocery store, you may spend over 100 and I'll say 50.
Depends what you buy.
Yeah, it depends on what you buy.
But you'll get a lot of deals out there. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah. Another thing is Fire Stick. I feel like nobody really told us about like the importance of carrying a Fire Stick, because Marcus, when we stayed in our hotel in Heidelberg, he said, "Oh yeah, they have English channels." No, they don't. We're in a European country, so I feel like a Fire Stick is essential.
Be careful though, because they told me when I first got here, you got to be careful using a jailbroken Fire Stick, because apparently it's illegal. I mean, of course it is illegal because it's jailbroken, but I mean,
I'm talking about like Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, all that. Yes, Disney Plus is out here.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you don't get the same things. I personally feel like German Netflix though is better than the American Netflix.
Most def.
Yeah, so.
Most def.
Okay, another thing is carrying passports whenever you are traveling.
Yeah, always have your passport. Matter of fact, always have all your forms of identification, because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I don't think he knows this, but we have a copy of his orders in our car.
Yep.
Just in case, because he doesn't have a SOFA, he doesn't have like a no-fee passport.
Yeah.
Since he's the active duty soldier, so I always make sure that I carry my no-fee, Kehlani's no-fee, and then Lehlani's SOFA card with us whenever we're traveling around Germany. And then when it comes to, you know, going out of the country, make sure, even if they, you know, they probably won't ask you, always carry your tourist passport.
Yeah, just in case, just be safe.
Ooh, why don't you tell them about whenever you got pulled over and you didn't do nothing, but it was because of the tail light, or whatever it's called, the blinking light.
The tail lights.
Oh, I
So it was just like a random check, because they wanted to know why I had these specific like tail lights, because European spec vehicles have certain tail lights, and of course, you know, American spec vehicles have different stuff. So they saw that, and they were like, well, the only personnel authorized to have that is NATO employees or, you know, military personnel. And so of course I had to let them know, yes, I'm in the military. I had to show them my license and my military ID, so I was good. It was nothing serious, but sometimes they're just curious.
That's why it's good to always carry your paperwork with you, just in case.
Always, because you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Another thing is, let's talk about housing. Oh, also, if you haven't already watched my house tour video, go ahead and like it. Watch and like and share it.
Yeah, so that housing video is going to tell you everything. Pretty much show you everything, what to expect when living on post. So there's, just like in the States, there's like that on post, off post stuff. They have that here, and it's like private rental. And
one thing is that you need to, like, I already knew, but I just thought, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, some houses have like AC.
Ain't no house got AC.
Well, ain't no house that I know.
The only places that have AC are the hotels that are on post. The Sunrise Lodge, which you'll stay in when you first get here, unless you weren't able to get a room.
Yeah, and you stay at like the Myers or something like that.
But yeah, there is AC in the Sunrise Lodge. That is the only AC you'll ever experience, unless you buy one. And AC units, unfortunately, are an arm and a leg. Trust me.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
We just bought one.
Yeah. So, but anyways, talking about housing, there's no AC. Another thing about housing is certain rooms are small. Like our master bedroom, if you haven't seen our house tour, you'll see.
It's not like a master bedroom.
It's not. Yeah, it's super small.
It's like a bedroom.
It's smaller than our guest room. Yeah, our guest room is bigger than our master bedroom.
But it's only because we have a walk-in closet. That's why.
Yeah, I think so too. And okay, so one thing I feel like nobody really talks about is whenever you live on post, getting stuff on European websites like Amazon DE or things like that. So let me just do a little story time. We bought our trampoline from Amazon DE, and certain I guess the delivery companies, they can't really go on post, so they call you to meet you at the
gate.
Yeah, but they don't all speak English. So half of the time you're just trying to like talk to them. They're trying to talk to you in German. You're trying to talk to them in English, asking them, do they speak German? I mean, do they speak English? And I would say 9 times out of 10, they'll end up just sending it back.
Yep. Big fact. So just be prepared for that.
So I feel like that's like the biggest con whenever you're living on post. If you're living off post, then easy peasy, you'll just put your German address and that's it. You get your items from the DE websites. But another thing is visitors when it comes to on post housing. So one blessing that we have is our family, all of our family, they have military ID. So let's say they were to come and visit, we don't have to do like this long process of, you know, getting them signed in and making sure they can do like a long-term pass.
Yep.
They can just, you know, show their military ID, get it scanned, let it be authorized to go, you know, they can be, like I was saying before the camera shut off, a con about living on post is something about whenever you have visitors, you would have to get like a long visitor pass, you would have to do a lot of paperwork. But if your family has military IDs, it's super easy. I know they do like I don't know if it's 2 to 3 day short-term passes.
Yeah.
Then you would have to sign them out and then sign them back in. But one thing that I did hear about it is that whenever you do short-term passes, let's say you go from here and you want to, sorry, your family's here and you sign them in here, you would have to sign them out here before you go to Graph to like go to the PX or the commissary or something like that.
No, that's if they don't have military ID.
Yeah. Okay, next topic is, let's talk about this. Travel expenses. So everybody says it's super cheap traveling here in Europe.
It is.
It is, but then at the end, sometimes it isn't.
No,
it just depends on how you do it.
No, I think.
And the airline.
I think it's very cheap. Cause no, it's extremely cheap.
Eh.
I don't know what you're talking about. Cause the only thing is we just don't fly because we have 2 kids. That's it. That's the only reason why we don't fly. It's very cheap to travel here because there's an app called, let me see, I can pull it up now.
What, are you talking about the Ryanair?
Yeah, Ryanair. So Ryanair has like mad deals. Like before COVID-19 like took an effect, they had from last December to May, there was like different days and some would match up on 4 days. PS, you get a 4-day every month here. But no, so they were doing a deal like plane tickets were like $15 ranged up to like €15 up to like €60 depending on not that's too high. It was like €40 depending on where you were going. And you would probably pay like an additional like $20 for like your baggage.
Yeah.
But like that's a steal, and those are round trip tickets. So like you can get some deals, like some real deals, or you can take the train. The only thing that's kind of expensive is the train, unless you get like the train pass that you need, which makes it cheaper. We don't really know too much about the train because we haven't taken one ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like it's
no point for us.
No, I feel like it's better for us to drive. Because we have 2 kids and we want them to be comfortable. We want to be comfortable, so that's just our personal.
And plus, I'm really like paranoid when it comes to my kids and my wife, so I'd rather just drive or take a plane, either or.
Okay, bank transaction fees. So if you swipe your card, well, depending on what bank you have, we have Navy Federal, but I know if you have USAA, Navy Federal, whenever you swipe your card and you're off post,
international fees.
Yeah, you'll get that like it's not that much. It'll probably be like, you know, a couple cents, but when I say it adds up because you're so used to swiping your card all the time. When you should really be getting used to carrying euro with you all the time.
Facts.
So that's one thing.
Get used to taking cash.
Yeah. And I know when we take cash out, we always do it through the community bank here on base.
Always exchange, get euro on post. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to get the best rate, the best exchange rate from US to euro on post. I kid you not. Don't do it off post. Do it on post. DFAST releases the monthly exchange rate every month, and it gets posted. So yeah, just a little advice.
Yeah. And let's see. Train shock, just breakfast, aka culture shock.
I think that's it, yeah.
Actually, why don't we talk about one thing I want to point out is take advantage of your 4 days.
Like I said, you get one every month, literally. Some units, not gonna say no names, but it seems like they don't ever work. But some units get 2 4 days in a month. Like, I don't know, the Germans love taking their holidays. They have a bunch of holidays.
So many.
The militaries on some of them get to reap the benefits. So capitalize on those 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something on the times that you have off. Like, whether it be in the city or you go to a local country that's close by.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Do something. Like, get out the house. Don't just stay in the house all the time. If you're a homebody, travel at least like once a month, twice a month. Just do something, because you can take a lot of pictures. You can make a lot. Don't point at me.
You were a homebody.
I am still a homebody.
I know you are a homebody.
But yeah, just check it out. I mean, you don't want to just come to Europe just because the military brought you here. Like, you want to come here and explore, because I mean, the military brought you here for free. So I mean, take advantage, because some people save their entire life earnings or huge amounts of money just to travel to one country in Europe and go back, and don't even get to really fully experience everything because it was so expensive for them. So take advantage.
Okay, and lastly, the last thing that I want to talk about is parking. Parking is just
You pay for parking everywhere.
And if you feel like there isn't, like, you don't pay for parking, or you don't have to pay for parking, and there's a sign, make sure you Google Translate that sign, because I think the other day I Google Translated the sign, and it said you had to download the app and you had to pay through the app. So yeah. And a little background info, when we went to Heidelberg, we spent over like 40 euro on parking.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
In Heidelberg?
Yeah.
But
like the days together.
So that's not really fair, because remember, we stayed at a hotel and the hotel charged
24 euro.
To stay 24 hours in the parking garage.
But we didn't stay for 24 hours. We stayed less than 20.
It was like 22, 21.
Nah.
Anyways.
No, but yeah, just make sure you always have coins, euro with you, a card maybe, I don't know, just so you can pay for your parking ticket, because there's always going to be you always have to pay for parking. Usually, sorry, you usually have to pay for parking.
Usually.
Yeah. And yeah, that is all for today.
If you haven't, do me a favor and go ahead and add Chats with Preachable on Instagram and Chats with Preachable on Facebook.
Hold on, you never shout my YouTube stuff on your page. So why are you just like?
Yes, I do. Do you want me to play the video back for you when you were on my podcast and you literally edit it so you can have your face and all that stuff in it? So let's calm down. So but yeah, like I was saying, my Instagram is @ChatsWithPreacherBoy, and then my Facebook is Chats with Preacher Boy. It's a Facebook page, and from there you'll be able to access my the different links to the podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to. Or if you want to be able to watch the live versions, I go live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So y'all be sure to tune in. I'm actually working on a giveaway right now. Oh my bad. $100 giveaway, and yeah. So just tune in.
Yeah, and if you are coming to HOHENFELS, just know that our base is so small that you might actually see us.
Ain't no
at the commissary.
You will.
Yeah.
You'll see us.
You will see us at the commissary or the PX or somewhere off post because our base is literally so small. You see familiar faces all the time. You know who everybody is.
Facts.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.
Y'all be blessed.
Eres perfecta mujer, de la cabeza a los pies. Tú pasas de mi nivel, tú tienes el piquete. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. De la forma que tú besas, mami.